Come on. Hello everyone, welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, painting live at 7 p.m. on April 3rd. April 3rd at 7 p.m. I don't know. It's been a crazy day here again. Where's the volume? The my internet is not working at home. Hold on. So my internet's not working at home, so I brought the stuff to the shop and we are rigged to do this, and so the phone is actually tied to a 2x4 that's on a post, and that's the situation here. So Cellcom is coming tomorrow. They think my router box is old and needs to be replaced, so hopefully that's the problem. So here we are with our third week of our Quackity Quack ducks, which is our March box, and I am working on shipping your April box, which is the candle, the Meadow Impressions candle with the topper. So this is our piece that I am currently shipping. It is two-sided. I did do a close-up of the hummingbird on your instructions. There's 2 full pages of instructions just because the bird has a lot of color on him, but it is not hard, and it is my watercolor technique that I created, I guess you could say, because it's not copying anybody or anything. So I did not use the watercolor pencils because of the crevices. Like, that really wouldn't work to do the watercolor with that. I mean, we could do it on the birds and the flowers, but we're going to use our acrylic paints, and it will be fine. So let's get our ducks that we worked on last week. We have our ducks and our eggs, and we had started with our gray, our ash and our gray. So this one and these 2 will get the yellow colors on them. These 3 will get the white color on them. So we need to go to, we have them in ash, so we need to go to gray, which is our OS 474. Can you guys hear me? Because I have a different phone as well, and I'm at the shop, so I'm not sure how all this is going to even go, but hopefully it works out fine. The picture actually looks quite clear. Come on. The sump pump here is going to kick on and run every once in a while, but I can't not do that. And that's the only option because, like I said, the internet's not working at home. So can you guys hear me? Someone give me a yes or a thumbs up or something. No thumbs up, No yeses. What does that mean? Nobody can hear me? Can anybody hear me? Yep, we can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. Okay, so I guess there's a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. So we have our ash. I am going to go to my size, I think this was our size 5 dry brush. It's a boar bristle brush. Dip, and I don't have the foil today because you guys are actually getting the palette in your box for paint. So I'm using that tonight. So I'm just dry brushing it out onto the paper towel. You can use paper, bags, whatever. And then we want to come to our piece. Our piece has indents, grooves going this way, so we want to curl across them. And oh, this is the guy with the broken head. That's why he's not done. So there's no point in doing him. We'll have to skip him. I'll have to like replace him in time. So we will go, like I said, it's been a day. So we're just going to go with our gray and get another layer onto our pieces, because when we look at this, we can see a lot of the ash through it yet. And so we have our crack. We want to go across it. You don't want it to be wet and shiny because then it's too much. So we had some crazy weather here, so I didn't know if the internet was out because the cell towers or what. We've had a couple days of ice and rain and snow, and it's kind of been going on since last Thursday. Today was actually a nice day. It was 44. I think tomorrow's supposed to be 50, so hopefully we're done with the snow crap, because I'm about done with it myself. All right, so we're just brushing back and forth. Now this is a smooth surface, so it takes a little more brushing to get our egg kind of gray, or the lighter from ash to gray. But we do want to keep our ash down in our groove there for our cracked egg, because that's just our natural shading for our piece. And so we're just getting another layer on here so it looks a little more gray instead of so ash. So I did get 1/4 of the boxes packed today. And then I went home to load the kiln. And then I was on the computer looking at your invoices, and it was just so darn slow. And it was actually really slow this morning already, but I thought it was going to recover itself because it's been like a bad day, a good day, a bad day, but today's a bad day. So I did call, but they're not sending anyone out until tomorrow morning. So I'm at the shop. So we are just getting our egg with our gray on it, and then next will be our white. Pickup will be Monday and Tuesday for the box, and then next week we will finish this current box. We'll be able to finish that next Thursday, and then by the following class you guys should have all of your boxes. So I did go through and print the invoices today, and a couple of you I had missed, and so I did message you, and I think we have your invoices taken care of. So that's good. So when the invoices are going out automatically now, but if you like sign up since they were created, like I need to create them on a certain day, on the 25th, to get them to go automatically. And it's just been kind of hectic here, so I haven't gotten them sent out on that exact date, and so they got missed. But I always print them out, and then whoever's paid, your name gets put in green, and then whoever hasn't paid, your name gets put in yellow. It's just my way of keeping track of things. And so that's how I found that I missed a couple. So if you're still missed, let me know, but otherwise everyone should be taken care of. All right, so our egg is looking pretty gray here now, but we have our ash in our crevice there, so that looks pretty good. So we can put that guy down, and we can go to our little ducks. So now we did do one layer on these last time, but you can see they have a lot of ash coming through yet. And so we're going to get them another layer or 2 or 3. And I just get a little bit of paint, brush it out. And again, they have all the lines going. And so we want to go across those lines so that we don't fill them in. We want to keep that ash for our shading underneath our feathers that are on top. I did get a message from Marcella's that our Clay Magic molds came in. And so those will mainly be for, like by the time I'm going to get them on the 16th, and then it's going to take like 2 weeks to get them dry, and then I'll start pouring them. So I would say you guys can look forward to those for Christmas in July. I'm going to kind of just try to get caught up on things from now until then. And so Christmas in July will be, hopefully it's a big month. So start saving your money. I'll warn you now. Because I'm also pulled the Advent tree, but I didn't get to pour it yet. And I've got the Advent calendar mice ornaments. I poured those twice this week, so I'm up to 6 sets. And so it'll take from now until then to get enough of everything poured, cleaned, and fired. And so our Christmas in July is going to just be a big Christmas in July with lots of extras for you guys to add on. And that'll give me a little extra time here to get stuff caught up yet, because it's kind of been a tough year. And so I did get, we have trees coming from Clay Magic. We have those tiered trees that they came out with last Christmas. And then the wispy pines. What other trees? We have the holly tree, the slender holly tree that they came out with. The butterfly gnome. The smaller bee gnome. All those bees in those bee cups. So even though those are not Christmas things, it'll be part of our Christmas in July event, or whatever you want to call it. We'll kind of make it a big deal this year. So you guys will have a lot to be able to shop from for Christmas in July. So that stuff needs to get ready, be ready, like by June already. So, and we're already into April. So it seems like a long ways away, but it really isn't. Like, it's just around the corner. And like for my end, like I need to be doing it now for you guys to be able to have it for Christmas in July, because the invoices go out on the 25th of June, and so I have to have that stuff all ready for you guys to be able to shop. And so there's kind of a lot going on, but I think you guys will enjoy those the vintage mouse Advent calendar things, and I still got to get the Advent calendar part of it created, but as long as I can get the mice poured and cleaned and fired, that's kind of the big part of that. So, all right, so I'm kind of ended up using the side of my brush here a couple times, and so that's why I'm getting a little too much paint on there. So you want to be using the tips of your bristles and not the side, and I know we've talked about that before, but that's really important. So look for June to be a good big shopping month for you guys, because we'll have the Clay Magic Advent tree with the little ornaments on it, and then we'll have all those other trees that I've gotten. We have the Alberta tree that I have. It's a new mold too. It's a big tree. Those tiered trees, the holly tree, the skinny holly tree. There's a ton of stuff. So we're gonna have a big month for July. So it's just gonna take a little bit of prepping to get ready for it, but that will be our thing. You guys can shop the webpage all the time. Like, there is a ton of stuff on the webpage as far as bisque. I did get a little bit more put on Monday because the internet wasn't working on Sunday. Some of you found it and bought some stuff, so I did get those spring, the tulip vases that we did in the box one year. Those were on there on Monday. I think Saturday I've got the mama and papa and baby, the rain ducks that we did in a box one day. So there's a lot of stuff on the website, you guys, as far as bisque. The Kinsey rocks and vases and jugs are on there. So there's plenty to shop from. There's frogs and things. All right, so this guy's got one good coat. You can see he started out looking pretty gray, pretty ash colored, and now he's a lot more gray. And so we're gonna get this guy done, and I'm just brushing across all my little textures again. I still haven't gotten time to pour the bases to the Christmas Village, because I know there's a few people that wanted those yet too, so we'll probably just like hold those now till Christmas in July. So just trying to get caught up with some stuff. And then I do need to look at ordering our molds for the rest of the year, because it's that time. They have to be ordered months in advance in order to get them and get them dried out, so they're ready to use for you guys. What else is going on? I did order the Hershey's, that large hanging ornament that's in 2 pieces and has scenes on the inside of it to pick up at the Waukesha show. I don't know that I will be shipping that or not. I'll have to see when I see it in person, because they are big pieces. So we'll have to see. But that's something I always wanted. If you go on like Noelle's mold page, I think it's a ceramic shop it's called, they carry those Hershey scenes. And so that I did order the whole set of the large ones. I think there's a church scene, a grist mill scene, and maybe a farm scene. But you could also put other scenes in there too with little pieces. It's a really cool piece. It's a large ornament that hangs off of a like a tree branch that's curved. And I think one is like 15 inches tall and one is 18 inches tall. I did get both of the branches to go with it that they can hang on. So I'm hoping we can ship it, but I'll see once we actually have it in our hands and how it packages. But that wouldn't be until probably Christmas time, because I'd be getting it at the Waukesha show in August, and so it would have to dry, and then I'd have to pour it. So that will hopefully be an add-on for December. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so he's looking pretty good. I'm not doing his beak or their feet. Okay, so our third one is the guy with his head down, and he's got his beak broke, so we're just gonna skip him. I'm gonna come back and give this guy a little bit more, because when I look at him, I got heavy in a couple places, so I just want to even that out so that it's not so noticeable, so that when I go with the white is nice and even. So, did anybody check out those, the eagles that are at the Bear Lake Forest in California, the baby eagles that we talked about last time from Jackie and Shadow? The 2 eagles, they've really grown here probably the last 10 days. I can't believe how big they're getting. The older one, he's actually standing on his feet today with his legs like in the air, so that's kind of a big milestone for them, because otherwise they were kind of just like laying on their not their actual feet but their leg part, but now they're actually standing. The one is actually standing on his feet today, so that was pretty cool, and their wings are getting really big. They're still pretty ugly though with their colors, but they're definitely really growing. I think they said it takes like 12 weeks before they actually fledge out of the nest. And I think they're about 6 weeks old, so they're going to change a lot here in the next 6 weeks too. So, all right, so this guy's looking pretty even now. And I think we'll do one more coat on this guy. And then we can go to our white. And so I'm just brushing again across all those crevices, kind of avoiding his beak because that will be the more of the orange color, and avoiding the feet because those will also be kind of orange. Alright, so usually I say there's like whatever that base coat color was, there's about 10% left. And so that's kind of where we're at. We have like about 10% left down in our little crevices, and the rest of it's pretty much covered with our gray. So they're looking pretty good. So from there we are going to go to white, and I have just a big bottle OS 431 because I'm at the shop. So white OS 431, and I'm going to put it in my little thing there, and I'm going to use my same gray brush because the white's kind of in the gray family, so we're just going to work that into our brush here. And I tend to like wipe the whole side of the brush when I'm changing colors because that just gets kind of backed up on there. That way you don't end up with a bunch of the gray getting wiped on. If your side of your brush hits your piece, see how the white's right there. But you want to use your tip more. All right, let's go back to this guy. And again, we're just going to brush right across all those crevices. So now our May box will be the boy and girl graduate. You will be able to add the book on that they can stand on. And so I know a lot of you are not wanting the graduates, but that box was really all about doing eyes, because you guys are always looking to do eyes, and we'll be doing human eyes, so they're not going to be character eyes, they're going to be real human eyes, and they actually have really nice big eyes on them, so they're actually a very good piece for you guys to practice your eyes on. So I guess think about that, even if you don't have a graduate to give them to. And it could be a kindergarten graduate, an 8th grade graduate, a high school, college, maybe Air Force or Army or Navy, kindergarten. It could be all kinds of graduates, but really it's about practicing our eyes and our faces. And so I guess think about that before you decide to skip the box, because really it's a good lesson on doing human eyes, because they are nice size eyes. They're not really tiny like these little ducks. And usually that's what everybody wants help with, is eyes. So that's why I did pick those. So hopefully you guys will get them and give it a try. See, now I just wiped the side of my duck with the side of my brush. So that's where you really want to be making sure you're just using the tip of those bristles, because now all my gray kind of got covered up because of the side of the brush. So we will, and I will do a close-up of the eyes on our handout on your printed instructions. You guys seem to have liked that when I put I need all the help with the eyes I can get, right? We all need help with eyes, but I mean, I've gotten pretty good at them, so I thought those were just nice big eyes, but not too big, and that they would be actually probably pretty simple to do. So we're going to be practicing eyes for May. So I think you guys will like them if you give them a chance. And then our June box is 2 oval boxes, and we'll be doing a new technique on those. We're going to be doing either faux stained glass or silk screening, because we haven't done silk screening in a while either. So it'll be one of those two. I'm thinking the stained glass. I just haven't had time to look for a design or create a design, but that's what I'm thinking we will be doing. So it'll be something different too. So just trying to get you guys as many learning options as I can before the box is done in December of 2026. And so that's where we're at with that. And like I said before, I'm not going anywhere after that. I'm still going to be here doing something, selling bisque and doing classes of some kind. So I'm not going far, just not doing the box. That takes, that's very time consuming. All right, so this guy is looking pretty good. We're gonna go to our white again for our other duck. So Teresa says she needs practice with her eyes too. Yeah, eyes are, I don't think I have anybody at the shop that likes to do eyes. And I know eyes are always the topic, like whenever someone's posting a class or asks what people want, they want to learn how to do eyes. So the best thing for eyes is to practice them. And so the more you do them, the easier they do get. I guess the biggest thing I can say for eyes is to have a good liner brush. That will probably solve half of your problem with eyes, is to have a good liner brush. And my favorite liner brush, and it is on my webpage too, it's the Brenda's Brush Strokes. The purple brushes, the 4585, either the 50 or the 20. You can see it's a nice long skinny liner brush, but any of my liner brushes would be really good for eyes. Your April Fool's was too funny. Oh, you guys, I thought I'll see there, I just wiped it again. I was going to do it, but I did not have the heart to do it. I didn't want to have unhappy people to say I was going to stop the box in December of this year instead of next year. But I tell you, some days I think about stopping it in December of this year. And today was one of those when the internet didn't want to work. Oh, excuse me, I gotta get a drink. So I didn't want anyone to have a heart attack because they thought I was stopping the box a whole year sooner than what I originally said. But it does cross my mind once in a while, I will tell you that. But we're gonna tough it out and do it so we can get as much education into you guys as possible. So we're going to hang in there and we're going to be here. And then we're still going to be here after that, just doing probably a lot of other fun things that you guys will like too, just because the box takes so much time, it kind of prevents time for all of that other stuff. So we will figure it out as we go. Yeah, I definitely thought about posting. I was going to end the box in this December. I thought, oh no, there'll be some really unhappy people and it won't be funny. So, I did see a couple posts. One lady posted inside of her kiln with a pile of stuff all melted, and she put she was going to quit too, but then I figured, oh, that was an April Fool's joke too. But I kind of felt bad for her at first because I'm kind of naive with that stuff, so. But then I figured it out. It was an April Fool's joke, so. Kind of take stuff too seriously, I guess, all the time. All right, so our little duck here is looking pretty good. If anyone's local, I am pouring that large Doc Holiday Swooping Eagle. It's the biggest eagle that I know that's out there. I'm really afraid to ship that to you guys, so I'm probably not going to be shipping it. And I'll be taking him out of the the mold tomorrow. So I poured him this morning, and I'll take him out tomorrow because it's a big piece. So I'll probably be posting it, but it will likely only be available locally. I'm hoping I could get one of the 4-H'ers to do it for the fair, because it would definitely be a grand prize type of piece. All right, so now we have to go to our eggs, and we're just going to keep doing the same thing. Again, we got our crack here, so we want to go across it. And so we're going to just go across and across. After I finished I did a batch of packing boxes today, but then I had to make what's called biscuits. They call them biscuits or cookies. I think cookies usually. It's for our stoneware bowls that we're firing. So stoneware is pretty new to me, but it's something I've always wanted to do, so I started with it last year, and there's a lot to learn with it, but just like anything, you learn by doing. And so the stoneware glazes, a lot of them like to really, really run a lot. And so what they do is they take some stoneware and you roll it out a 1/4 inch thick, and you cut circles that would go underneath your pieces when you fire them in the kiln with the glaze on them. So they call them cookies or bats or biscuits. They call them different things, but they're just little round, from whatever size stuff you're pouring. You don't do them really bigger than your piece. You do them smaller than the piece. Basically, if this piece was sitting on the shelf in the kiln, it would fit right here. So you'd only want a piece about 1/2 inch bigger, so it's not wasting your kiln space. And then you dry them with like drywall on top of them so they don't warp. So you roll them out, you cut them out, whatever sizes you need. And I only did 2 sizes because I only have like 2 sizes of bowls, even though we got like 6 different bowls. And so they're probably like a 5 inch and probably a 6 inch. And so they'll fit underneath the bowls when we fire them. And so once they're dry, I will fire them. And then I'll have to put kiln wash on them. And then they get fired again to 500 degrees for 20 minutes to like cure them. Excuse me. And then I can use them on the kiln shelves, between the kiln shelves and the piece. So you would have your kiln shelf, you would have your cookie, say this is my cookie, and then you would put your bowl on top of it. And so if the color, the glaze runs off of your piece, whether it's a cup or a plate or a bowl, it will stick to the biscuit or the cookie instead of sticking to your kiln shelf. And then most times you can, like, some people will put it in the, after it's fired, put it in the freezer, and they'll usually pop off, I guess. Or you can take a pliers and kind of pry them off. And usually they will, if the cookie breaks, your piece usually doesn't break. And then you can grind the extra glaze that ran off. And so you can kind of save your pieces, but basically you're really saving your kiln shelf is what you're doing. And so I took like an hour and did that today. And so now I have them sitting with drywall on top of them so that they can dry and the air can get in there. And then the weight of the drywall keeps them from, basically from warping, because we want them to be flat, because the stoneware gets really hot and it will warp to whatever shape is underneath it. And so we gotta make sure that they're flat. So that's something I did today, because a few of the as you fire the glazes, you learn which ones are really bad runners and which ones don't run at all. But it's just a safeguard to kind of protect the shelves so you don't ruin your shelves, because the kiln shelves are quite expensive, so that will help us save our shelves, and hopefully some pieces too. We can just grind them then, and once I find out that a glaze is a runner, I label the container that it's a runner, and then I don't let, we don't use them on the outside of a piece, but we can use it on the inside. Or if we use it on the outside, depending on how bad of a runner it is, we will only use 2 coats instead of the 3 or 4 coats that it usually suggests. So it kind of depends upon the piece. All right, so we kind of got this guy looking a little bit ugly, so we're going to let that dry and come over to our other guy. Now this duck ends up being one of our yellow ones, but we want to get our egg white. And so I kind of was talking and got that one a little too wet with the brushing. And so we're gonna dry brush this guy. So that was another little project that I tried to squeeze in today, because I had those classes last week, and I want to fire my pieces on their cookies so that they don't wreck my kiln shelves, because I do have a couple kiln shelves I need to take the grinder to, like cutoff grinder with a grinding stone on it and actually grind on my shelves to get the glaze off of them. And then you always want to be wearing a mask when anytime you're doing anything like that, because you don't want to be breathing in those glaze dust or the kiln wash dust. My shelves were kiln washed, but the glaze still stuck to them because it's so hot. It's so much hotter than the our low fire ceramic stuff. So it does make a big difference. But that's okay. It's a learning curve, and if you guys have seen the stoneware glazes, you can see that they're really a lot of different colors compared to the ceramic glazes, like even our ceramic crystal glazes, which are really cool too. But the stoneware glazes are kind of their own kind of cool, and it's something I always wanted to do, and so that's why I'm doing that. So I mean, basically the shop is all the things that I like to do, the little bit of the fused glass, the ceramics, the mosaics, the stoneware, the stained glass, a little bit of that. So, okay, we're just getting our white on here. Does anybody else do stoneware? Or are you guys all the low fire earthenware? So ceramics are called low fire earthenware, where the stoneware is there's like mid-range, and then there's mid-fire and high fire. So the cone 6 is more of the mid-range fire, and the cone 10 is the high range. I haven't done the cone 10. Like I'm happy with the cone 6. So that's kind of where I'm at with the cone 6, just. And then using the fluxes, which we do have the fluxes for our ceramics, our earthenware, which is considered low fire. Jackie says she does both. Cool. Okay, good. And so the white cascade or the clear cascade is actually a flux, kind of like our stoneware flux. It comes in light and dark. So it's just like the ceramic version of it. So, all right, so we're going to come back to our egg because he's looking kind of gray yet. And usually, if an egg is white, it's pretty white. Now, I did get some free-range eggs on Tuesday, and I think a dozen of them from one of the shop ladies. And I think every egg in that box is a different shade of tan or brown or cream. So it's kind of cool to see that all the eggs were actually a different color and not like white. And they weren't all just like the same tan, that like there's like 12 shades of tans and browns. It's kind of cool. So looks like my brush was shedding a little bit there. And then I did get stoneware slip last September, but I haven't actually poured my own. I've just been getting it from Bisque Imports. But I do have the slip to try to pour our own stoneware, because I do have cups and things that I could pour with the stoneware, and I have baking dishes and baking pies and casseroles and stuff. So I would like to try to do some of that with our stoneware too. I think they're a little more food safe than the ceramic earthenware stuff, because it gets to what's the word? Not the viscosity. Oh, what is it? It's I got a brain fart. Can't think of the word that it's called when it's like once it's fired to like cone 6, like the clay is so, the pores are so small that it's actually like waterproof at that point without even putting a glaze on it. And I can't think of what the word is called right now. So anyway, so they're usually very food safe, the stoneware stuff. All right, so this guy is looking pretty good. No pottery, but I've done more porcelain dolls and completely finishing with the clothes. Oh, okay, with the porcelain now, that's a whole nother thing too, because you have to. I haven't done porcelain firing myself, but I have done the lace draped porcelain dolls in classes, and I know firing that stuff is a whole nother beast. Like they use fiber and stuff to like support those pieces to fire them, so that's a whole different beast that I haven't tried either. But I have taken the classes for the porcelain dolls that are the lace draped dolls, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that, where you take like the porcelain, you have a wet porcelain lace draped figure, and then you take 100% cotton lace and you dip it in the slip, and then you dress the doll or the figure with it. And you make bows using bows and ribbons you can make using like we use like newspaper, and you smear it with slip, and then you put newspaper down and smear it with slip, and newspaper and smear it with slip until you have enough layers that you can like cut it into ribbon and bows and put it onto your piece. So that's pretty cool too. I always wanted to try it with our ceramic stuff, but never got the time to do that. So I think it would be kind of cool, because what happens is, because it's like the newspaper burns out and lets the clay ribbon or bow that you made, and then it's kind of the same thing with the 100% cotton different laces. They burn out too, and so you're just left with the slip design. And then they were porcelain, and then we painted those with the China paint, kind of airbrushed the clothing on them, the dresses or whatever. So it's a pretty cool thing to do, but it's very, I think it's kind of a lost art kind of a thing. It's called porcelain lace draped dolls is what it's called. A lot of them look like the Southern Belle type of ladies with the big fancy gowns and things on them. So it's pretty cool though. I always thought it'd be cool to make wedding dresses to match. The people like to make the porcelain lace draped wedding dress to match like someone's actual wedding dress, but never really got around to doing such a thing. But let me see, the firing is not fun, as you know, greens as memory. Oh, that's true too. Yep. So that's another thing. Yeah. So I don't know that I'll mess with the porcelain at all, but it's a cool thing too. All right. So we got our egg looking pretty good here. We got want to get our bottom, but I have taken classes making this stuff, just never done the actual firing of it. So, but I know that the teachers talked about supporting the pieces to fire them. So, all right, so our whites are looking pretty good. I think our ducks are looking pretty good too. He might need a little bit more right there. So there's just tons of different things you can do with clay and slip, and whether it's stoneware or our earthenware. So our ceramic stuff is called earthenware. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. All right, so we got these guys pretty much where they need to be. Let's go to our yellow ducks, and for those, let's see our instructions here. We'll gold, dark yellow, and then pale yellow. All right, so let's get some gold. So our gold is OS 436. OS 436. And I'm probably not going to like this palette because you have to wash it out. And I like to just throw the piece of foil out, but we're going to try the palettes. So I thought the palettes might work good for our watercolor technique. The word is vitrification. That is the word, Jackie. Shout out to Jackie for knowing the word vitrification. Yep, that's what it's called when you fire to cone 6, and it like closes up all the pores in the clay, and it like makes your piece like waterproof without even having to put glaze on it. All right, so we have our gold, and I just grabbed another size 5 flat dry brush, and so I'm just going to dry brush across all of our little textures here on our little duck, trying to skip his little beak because the little beak will get the rust on it. And then you might want a smaller brush to get into the little zigzags where his egg is cracked. I'm just going to try to turn this one on its side and see if I can do it. Otherwise, I'll have to switch to a smaller one. And so we'll let his beak for, woohoo, way to go, Jackie, right? That's a big word. I couldn't think of it to save the life of me. But that's what it is, vitrification. It's a pretty cool thing. So I was thinking about doing some stoneware African violet pots, but I don't know that they would work with the stoneware because of the vitrification. Waiting for the, oh, come on. Because of the vitrification, I don't know if the plant would, the pot on the inside would be able to absorb the water from the pot on the outside, because that's kind of how the African violet pots works. It's a pot inside of a pot, and you don't glaze that inside pot because it absorbs the water. The inside pot absorbs the water from the outside. And so I don't know if stoneware would work with that, but I'd like to try it because I think the stoneware glazes on the African violet pots would be really cool. So, and I don't know if doing like the inside pot with earthenware and then the outside pot with stoneware, how much shrinkage difference there is. So I don't know if it's something I'll probably try one day, but something I'm kind of interested in just because I like all the stoneware glazes and I think they'd be cool on the African violet pots. All right, so this guy we're going to let dry, and we're just going to flip over to this guy. Now again, he's got his lines going, so we're just going to brush across them and a little bit at a time. Oh, you had to look it up too. Yeah, that word is, I usually know it. I don't know. My brain must be tired today. So I couldn't remember it. So it looks like our video is looking quite clear. I have the new phone, so I'm thinking that that's good. I didn't get many videos downloaded this week because of the internet not working. Want to try pottery and finish, but not brave enough. Wish I lived closer. Oh, yeah. I've always been. I mean, I was kind of afraid to do the stoneware because of the, you know, it's fired so much hotter. But once I fired a couple loads, like it's not a big deal. Like you just do it. It's not such a big deal. So you just have to get over that little fear. And I guess the worst that could happen is it all would have melted on a shelf and I'd have a mess. But it worked. So we're just keep trying different stuff and learning different stuff, even though it's not our earthenware, but we had actually had a pretty good glass camp on Wednesday for spring break here. We weren't it wasn't super busy. It was like 3 would come and 2 would come and then 2 would go and 3 would come. It was a nice slow busy day. Now the stoneware camp on Friday was full, although they all didn't come at one time, but over like 2 hours, by the time 2 hours went by, we did have full house, so that was kind of cool. And so I do need to get all that stuff fired yet, but I wanted to make those biscuits, or those, I didn't brush that out. All right, so I didn't brush my brush out because I'm talking, so I just wiped it off with the paper towel there. So we did have full house on Friday with the stoneware class, so quite a few of the 4-Hers that hadn't been able to come so far came, and then we did have some new customers too, so that was pretty cool to have the stoneware. And now we just got to get them all, I just got to get them all fired. So, and I'll post pictures of all that stuff too. So everybody had fun. We had eggs were made on the fused eggs were made on Wednesday, and then there were some of the snowflake sun catchers that were made into cats. And so I'll get that stuff all posted once they're fired, but I have to be home for that, and now with it's a long fire, and with shipping I'm not home all day. Like, I'm home part of the day, and then I come here and ship, and then I go back home. So, but they'll get there. And I told them, like, it wasn't going to be right away because I was shipping your guys' boxes. So, all right, so we got a nice layer on this guy, so we can go to our other guy. So again, we're just putting our gold on here. So I am getting the videos, all of our old videos downloaded. I'm in June of 2022. And once I get those all downloaded, I'll be uploading those to YouTube. We talked about this last week. Like, Courtney and I decided that that's the best option with the box coming to an end, is to just put them on YouTube for everyone to have access to. Because, and the reason that that's happening is because Facebook is now deleting all live videos after 30 days, so they're making us have to do something with them, otherwise we're going to lose them and you guys won't have access to them. So the most viable thing is for me to put them on YouTube, and they'll just be available to everybody, whether they bought the box or not. And with the box coming to an end in December of 2026, I'm sure you guys will probably not have, some of you won't have all of your boxes done, and so that way you will still have access to them to be able to do your boxes. Or if you joined before some of those boxes, you'll be able to buy the bisque, and you could still go on to YouTube and kind of still have class, even though it's recorded. It's just really the best option out there to make them available for all of you guys. So that is what's happening with the videos, because Facebook has decided to no longer store them, and they're deleting them after 30 days. And so usually, like now, I'm like today's class, I'm not going to be able to download it until after Cellcom comes tomorrow and gets my internet fixed, because it's so slow it won't download them. So that's why I'm behind. Didn't get many done this week. And so I'll just download them like the next day after our class, and then get them onto YouTube, because they are deleting them after 30 days. I got a message today that they're going to be deleting March 6th. So they're not kidding. Like, they are going to delete them. So we'll be making them available on YouTube. And it's the same, Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque is my YouTube page, and it's also the web page where you can buy bisque. Like, it's all the same name, and so that's where the videos are going to go, so that you guys do have access to them. We just kind of figured that that's just the best option. So, with your encouragement, I have tried glass fusing, but using the microwave kiln. Oh, cool! That's cool. I have seen those little microwave kilns. I haven't tried one, but I know they do you do a lot smaller pieces in them, but that's okay. Like, that's great to hear that you actually tried it. You'll have to maybe post some pictures of what you've made. That's pretty cool. I would like to get some of the dichroic glass and try that. I haven't tried that yet, because you have to do that a little bit differently. You have to make sure you put which surface you put up or put down, and whether you have to cap it or not. But a dichroic glass is that really sparkly, glittery, it has a special finish on it, so it's usually really, really sparkly, and you see it a lot of times in jewelry, and I've seen it in little garden bugs that they make with that, and it's called dichroic, and there's all kinds of patterns of it. It's real glittery stuff. It's really shiny and reflective. It's pretty cool stuff. So that's a glass I want to try. OS 436 are gold, but the dichroic glass is quite expensive. So that's why I haven't dove into that yet. I'm glad I got to put it on YouTube. Glad you're going to put it on YouTube. I still haven't done the chalk Christmas tree. Yeah, so we have lost a few of the videos already, so there may be only one part of the 4. I don't know. I know some of them aren't, like, they're not all on Facebook here. I don't know what's going on, but so I'm trying to get them uploaded or downloaded to the computer as quickly as we can to save as many as we can. So, and then you guys do have your written instructions too, and I'm going to work on putting the past written instructions on the web page for sale as well, because there's a lot of you that are new. And so if you want to order the bisque and the instructions, you'll be able to do that. But like that stuff all takes time. And so it'll get there eventually. Okay, so we're just getting our gold on our little ducks here. And they're looking pretty good. I think we need a couple more layers yet. So there's kind of a lot going on as far as that to get prepared for the box ending. So you guys have access to all that stuff yet. So we're just getting our gold on here. Dichro works good in the microwave. You're right, I can only make small crosses. Oh, okay. But that's nice that you get to do that. I just like to figure out how to do the dichroic. I just went on YouTube and I just go on YouTube and watch other people's videos, and usually the business or the companies that make those different glasses, you can go right to those company pages and you can watch. They usually have informative videos on how to do it too, how to use that type of glass, their type of glass. So. Or you can read, like, you can really teach yourself just about everything today, because there's so much on the internet. Like, it's all out there. You just have to weed out some of the not so right information from some of the good information. But if you're going to a legitimate site like the manufacturer of the glass or the tool or whatever it is you're trying to do, you usually have pretty good information. It's when you go, like maybe on TikTok or a non-reputable person that's showing you stuff, like they may not know what they're doing. So you just want to make sure you're like listening to a reputable person that knows what they're talking about. And you can figure that out by watching a few different ones. You'll see that people will know what they're talking about or not know what they're talking about. But a good place is usually to start with the, like the manufacturer of whatever it is you're gonna want to try out. Whether it's glass or the stoneware or Mako glazes. Like you just go to the Mako site. Again, this is because oh, well, that's good. So it's just you can educate yourself a lot on all the different things you want to do. That's pretty much what I did with the glass fusing. Like I've always wanted to do it, and sometimes you have to do test pieces. You know, if you're afraid to do the first one, like when I did the cabochons, like I didn't know how to fire that stuff. I just went online and read from the different reputable glass places. Like one is called Glass Campus. The glass people that offered the glass, like Glass Crafters or Delphi, they all have videos out there and reading material. You just have to reach out and find it, and you can really educate yourself on how to do stuff. And then, like, don't spend all your money on one huge piece. Do a little test piece first, and just try it out and see if you can do it or if you have problems or not. So I would like to do the big ladybug in mosaic. Yeah, she's coming. I just have to finish her. So she's coming too. I started her last year, but I didn't get her. She's half mosaic is all she is. So this has kind of been a tough year here already, with a lot of stuff going on. So It kind of slows the business side of things down, so. But hopefully by Christmas we're kind of caught up with stuff, and things will turn around here a little bit. So we're getting our gold on our duck, and we'll just keep going. But don't be afraid to try stuff. Like just go online and read about it. You can go and you can get library books. You can go on Amazon and buy books. Just try to make sure that they're like reputable people that are doing it, and you can just really teach yourself just about anything. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for being a doctor or a surgeon, but for crafty things, or even when I had to change the tire in my my Equinox when I got it the first time, I didn't know I didn't even know where the stupid tire was. They had it hid so good. Like, I just went on YouTube and typed in like the type of car and the year and like where's the tire, and people are on there showing you videos about where the tire is and how to change it. So it's out there. You can find tons of information on tons of stuff today. It's like we're living in the Jetson era that we seen when we were little kids, and it's actually here now. And you can go online and find so much stuff. All right, so we're getting our gold on our little guy that's in his cracked egg, because he would have his down feathers on him being in the cracked egg, kind of missing the beak there, trying to get into our little peaks of our cracks on our eggs. And we'll probably have to touch up our white a little bit, but not too bad. Or you can switch to a smaller brush. I tend to just use the skinny side of my brush. All right, so our yellow ducks are looking pretty good. So from there we can go to our dark yellow, which is our OS 435. OS 435. We'll just spin that around. And let's flip our paper towel over. We're going to use our same yellow brush, and we'll just get a nice gradual change of color that way. Just work it in there good. Kind of wipe good so you get the color off the side up there. All right, so let's put that aside. And now we just want to highlight him a little bit. So we'll do less of our dark yellow than we did of our gold. And again, I'm going across everything. So I even, like, I crochet a lot, and someone even asked me how to do corner to corner crochet, and like I haven't done corner to corner crochet. And so I went on YouTube and typed in corner to corner crochet, and I watched about 3 people, and like there's really nothing to it. So now I can show her how to corner crochet, but it's out there on YouTube or on the internet. Sometimes you just got to look a little extra, but usually you can find whatever it is you're trying to figure out to maybe do, whether it's cooking or ceramics. I tried YouTube for cake decorating, but oh no. oh really? Okay. I know our community ed people, they have cake decorating people that you can actually go there and do a class. I kind of did cake decorating a little bit when I was in high school, and I just went and I have books, like the step-by-step books on how to do it. So that's how I kind of learned that. Except I couldn't get the roses. I had to go. A friend of mine, her mother made wedding cakes, and we actually went to her house one night, and then her mom actually showed me how to do the roses, because I had to have help with those in person. I couldn't get those buggers, but otherwise, like, they do have step-by-step books even for that. So we're getting our dark yellow on our little ducky here, just to kind of highlight him some. Probably covering up about 1/3 of our gold and keeping the rest there, so he's got shading going on. He's starting to look like good little ducks. I know the like the Tractor Supply and stuff here, they've been posting their ducks and chicks for sale, and it seems like they sell out as fast as they get them. So people are really into the, I think it's because of the price of eggs, but I think by the time you buy these $6 chicks, and you lose a couple and you get them fed and raised, like you're probably got $10 a dozen eggs, because it's not so cheap to raise those little chicks either, and feed them till they are big enough to actually produce eggs for you. But I think somebody said the price of eggs came down a little bit, so maybe that's looking up a little bit. I know the price of gas kind of went up here. I don't know what that's about, but so we're just brushing back and forth across our gold to get our dark yellow on our duck. And then after that, we will do some pale yellow to highlight him a little bit. So I did get the Advent tree home, and it is on the pouring table to pour. I just haven't poured the bugger yet. I still need to cut the plastic bands off him from shipping, but hopefully one of these days I get time to pour him. You see, did it take almost 18 months for chicken? Yeah, I think it takes quite a bit. My Mickey has closed eyes and look like God's Gulf twins. Oh, so yeah, it takes quite a while before those chickens actually start laying eggs. And then when the days get shorter, I guess they quit laying then too. But you can like put a light in their little house, and then they'll think that the days are longer, and so then they'll lay eggs then. I know someone that did that. So there's a lot that goes into like trying to raise chickens to have eggs. Let me see. My friend has chickens, sent her husband to get a couple of baby chicks, and he come home with 5. Yeah, they were like $5.69 here for a darn little chick. That's a lot of money too for a chick, and then like they don't always all make it. So we used to get, I think, like 200 of them when I was a kid growing up, and then we raised them and then butchered them in the fall. So you always seem to lose a few of them. But ours weren't really for egg laying. They were for butchering. They were a different. Actually, the egg laying chickens and the meat chickens are two different. They're different chickens. So we always had the meat chickens. All right, so we're getting our dark yellow onto our little guy here in the egg. And then the skunks like to try to get them, and the foxes and the weasels, and they're a lot of work. All right, so that looks pretty good. I think we can go to our pale yellow. Oh, and I got the paper towel way on the other end of the table. So we'll have to open that up and flip it over. All right, so we have our pale yellow, OS 433, pale yellow. And we'll put a little bit of that in there. So you can see you really don't need much paint. Like, I haven't really put too much in our palette here, but there's still a ton of it left. All right, so we're just going to work our pale yellow into our brush here. Let's see. And it's in the yellow family, so I didn't take a new brush. All right, so let's, so now we want to highlight this guy a little bit. So I just kind of go on, just really, really lightly. I'm brushing really lightly, kind of going on the tops of his wings and the top of his back. see, I got this box all done except the yellow flocking. That's hard to pull that off and keep the details in the feathers. Looking forward to next week. Yes, we should be able to do our flocking next week. And if you don't want to flock your yellow ducks, you don't have to either. So I kind of like them both ways. The flocking won't cover it so much that it's going to take away the details. Let me see. So here is one. You can see them a little bit up close. You can still see like the darker shades and the, like it's there. All right, so let's get our, I'm late. Thank goodness for a rewatch. Yeah, that's good. So we're just getting our light coat of our pale yellow on here. And if you don't want to flock them, you don't have to. So just getting him kind of highlighted. So we should be able to do the feet and the eyes and the flocking next week on these guys. I have a friend with chickers. They're need plenty. Right now I have 8. Oh, that's a lot of eggs. But I guess those eggs actually last a really long time too, but you're not supposed to wash them, right? And then you can just keep them on your cupboard. That's what the lady that gave me the dozen on Tuesday said. Like, she said you don't have to wash them. And if you don't wash them, you can put them on the, like, keep them on the cupboard, but once you wash them, you have to put them in the refrigerator. The plane just sucks in one spot, didn't stick, the redo looks bad. Oh. So like I painted my whole duck and then I put it in the, right in the bag with the flocking and kind of shook it around. That's how I did it. I believe they have a special, you can get some kind of applicator for it too, but we never used the applicator when I learned how to do it. We just put them in a bag and shook them up, and then like after the, I think it's like 72 hours for the Mod Podge or the glue, whatever you use for that to dry really well so that it sticks without coming off. But I think they have some kind of spray applicator you can get too. But like I said, that's when I learned in the 80s, like we didn't use that, so we're just getting our light yellow all over, just kind of highlighting him a little bit. And then we have our last one, don't wash, we'll keep up months to 6 weeks. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's a long time, so. I know I seen where, I think the Amish people, there's other ways of saving them too. Like they put them in a jar with lime, I think lemon, like lime, not lemon, but like lime, some kind of lime juice or something. And it makes them with water, like water with lime juice in it, and it keeps them a long time too. So you can like look up that sustainable living and stuff, or how Amish keep eggs. Like they put them in a big gallon jug and put that lime water on them, and that makes them like last a long time too. Which I suppose if you're not putting the light on them in the winter for them to lay, you probably would want to, on the yellow duck, you spray them and then flock them. No, I used, let me read here what I did. I used Elmer's glue on them. Like I painted Elmer's glue all over my duck, except the eyes and the beak and the feet. And then I dropped them in my Ziploc bag and like rolled them around in there or shook them around in there. And then I just took it out and left them dry without touching them. So that's how I did it. But I think like if you go to the company, it was flocking.com. I think there is like some kind of special spray applicator you can get too. But that was how I was taught to do it, was to just put them in the bag with and the Elmer's glue works better because it's heavier than like the gloss sealer or the brush on sealers, so that glue does work better. All right, so those look pretty good. We can go to our rust. Let me see here. Beaks with and feet with rust. So we have our rust OS454. I think my Elmer's glue dried in spots too fast. I think I like, okay. Yeah, you want to be kind of generous with it. You don't want to be real skimpy with it. We ain't got much rust in our little pot here. That's probably enough. All right, so I'm going to switch to my little size 1 brush here and go into my rust. And we're going to dry brush our little beaks on everybody. Well, we're going to start anyway, because we have all of our little beaks, and I'll have to do the one little guy to catch him up. I did put the ducks and the egg cartons on the website, but now some of your boxes are already packed, so it's probably a good idea not to add anything on anymore. So we're going to get our little beak with rust on it. And I'm going to cross my little mouth line. And then just doing little brush strokes along the top of the beak so we don't get our yellow all covered with rust. Same with the bottom. Then we got these little bitty feet here that we want to get some rust on. And it's just little brush strokes. And then I usually get some on the bottom because their little feet would be under there too. So I see there were some bad tornadoes yesterday, so I hope anybody that's in the tornado area, you guys are all doing all right. So you can look forward to your boxes getting picked up on Monday and Tuesday. For your April boxes, we will finish this box next Thursday. And then the candle, the hummingbird watercolor box will be the following week. I got a loose hair on there because that was a new brush. So sometimes your new brushes will have a loose hair or two, like that's nothing abnormal. Unless they're all falling out, then that's abnormal. All right, so we got his beak and his feet. So your boxes will get picked up Monday and Tuesday. I have more to pack. What else? I'll be getting the past videos onto YouTube because Facebook's deleting all the videos after 30 days now going forward, and they're going to be deleting the past ones. We did do the extension, so I should have until June, but you never know. So I am up to June of 2022. And so we'll keep working on that. Hopefully they fix my internet at home tomorrow and I can pick that up where we left off. Christmas in July will be a big month for us. I'm going to try to have the Advent tree, the Advent vintage mice ornaments, a bunch of other trees that are would be those Clay Magic tier trees that they came out with last Christmas, and the holly, skinny holly tree, the wispy pine trees, and there were a couple others too. So we'll have lots of trees, lots of Christmas in July stuff coming up. So that'll be really your June, end of June shopping time for that. So what else is going on? I can't think of anything right now. I'm looking for a couple molds. I'm still looking for the Mako scarecrow that goes with the crate and the tub. Somehow he's gotten himself misplaced. So, got an eye out for him. When the box stops, we'll be able to purchase from the store and you ship. Yep, you will be. You'll be able to purchase from the website and it'll be shipped just like it is now. Probably won't have free shipping on it. I'm not sure what the deal will be with shipping then, but the plan is to grow the website and get lots more bisque on there because I have like those 8,000 molds and I want to get them poured. So so there are going to be a lot of advantages to the box going away. Like you guys will be able to shop a lot more stuff. Probably be some more specialty classes on things. I'm not really sure exactly what, but one of the things will be a lot more bisque because I'll have a lot more time to pour more of our other molds instead of buying new molds for every month here. So that will be pretty cool to be able to get to that point to pour more stuff because I have a ton of stuff, you guys, a ton of cool stuff like you can't even imagine. So that's I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll keep adding to that as we can, but once that gets here, like I'll have a lot of time to pour other things. So I do need to get like four rows of things logged yet to actually be able to find them. So hopefully we can do that this summer because the shop is not going to be open on Saturdays this year. They talked me into it last year, but then half of the Saturdays they didn't come anyway. So like I'm not going to sit here with nobody here. And so I'll be able to hopefully get all of those things logged so we can find them easier. I mean, right now I probably have 3 trailer loads of molds sitting in my house from winter that need to get back to the storage unit and on the shelves, and so that I can find them because they're just in piles in the living room and down the hallway and in the dining room and in the extra bedroom because it gets so cold here. It's really hard. I hate winter, and so I don't like being out doing stuff in the winter, and so the molds are just sitting after they got washed. They're sitting in the house, and I literally have a trail through my house. And so I need to get those on the storage units back on their shelves because if you guys want any of them, I can't even find them because they're sitting in my living room and my hallway and my extra bedroom. And so that's my first big project is to get that stuff all back on the shelf so we can find what we're looking for. So, and it just all takes time. But you guys will definitely have a lot more bisque to pick from, and it will be the good quality just like now, so that's not going to change. So it should be fun to be able to offer a lot more of all of our pieces that we pretty much hand-picked the majority of the molds, so from different places that we went to, so... And there's probably 1,000 small molds down in my basement that need to come out and get to the storage unit and get on the shelves too. They were my craft show pieces, and so we got to get those out of there too into the storage unit. All right, so we have our rust. With new changes come new growth. Yep, thanks for all you do. Oh, yep, we're definitely gonna just keep growing. We're not going anywhere. So that's really the plan. Because the box just takes up hours and hours of time, you guys. Like, you just have no idea. Hours. All right, so we have our little ducks that we're working on, and we'll be able to finish our box next week. I think class went okay being out here at the shop because the internet's not working at home. I have the camera tied to the 2x4 with 2 strings. But it worked. I got it figured out so that it was going the right direction. I had to do some tests at 6:30 to get it to work, but we got it working, so that's good. Yep, the future is going to bring good stuff for us, you guys. So don't worry about it. It's just that the box will be something different than what it currently is. And not that it's going to be a box at all, but as far as just shipping bisque and doing classes and offering free stuff and all that good kind of stuff, because I'll have more time to get samples painted and stuff like that. So it will be good. It'll be good for the shop. It'll be good for you guys too. If anybody has any questions or suggestions, you can always message me about any of that. But otherwise, I'm packing your box from now till Monday and Tuesday, and they'll get picked up Monday and Tuesday. You do have an Easter treat in your box, and your featured item is the palette that I used tonight. But now I have to go scrub this bugger out, so I'm not sure that I'm going to like this, but maybe I'll try putting foil over it next time. So I just thought maybe it would help with not putting out so much paint, because now look at how much paint I have left. And then we're going to use that for our watercolor, but we are going to use our acrylic paints that we have used in the past. You don't need anything special for it, and don't worry about the watercolor technique. It's pretty simple, really, really simple. So other than that, you guys, I guess have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe with some of the tornado weather that's going through. Hopefully we're done with snow and ice. We had a whole week of that here off and on every other day. Slush. And then last night we had a ton of rain that kind of melted all of it. So that was really good. But I know there's flooding going on because of that too. So everybody be safe. If anybody needs anything, you can message me and we'll take care of you. But other than that, thanks for joining me tonight, you guys, and have a great week, and enjoy your April spring weather. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.